Guys, my poor laptop. My poor laptop. See how long this stream will hold on. If you're going to bark at something, go get it. What are you barking at? We call this I napped today hair, as it is Cowboys halftime, and I'm rock and rolling in the living room. Well, it's about to be halftime. 3 seconds. We might have a miracle on our hands here. I don't know why my dogs are pretending like the back door isn't open and they can't just run outside and go do whatever they want. They just instead would rather cry, do weird stuff. All right, boys, how we doing today? How we doing, y'all? How we doing, y'all? I would imagine. What's up, everybody? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Austin said Team Tank is struggling. That's accurate. That's all right. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Am I going to get mad at Michael Gallup for balling? No, sir. I'm not getting mad at Michael Gallup for balling. And we might have the truly wild. Washington's losing. If Dallas wins, you know, I'm just saying. Benjamin says, you think we can sneak in the playoffs? Maybe. Maybe. It's not impossible. So, here we are. This is the party we have. Unfortunately, we're probably going to lose our offensive coordinator. I bet Kellen's going to get the Boise job. If you guys didn't see that, he has interviewed for it. Allegedly. According to reports. If you have Cheeto and Diggs next year, do you need to use 2 high draft picks on corner? I don't know. I don't think you're bringing Cheeto back. A guy who's been a starting corner for all of his career, for 4 years, I think people will be surprised how much money he gets in free agency. Draft time. Jeff, if we lose, we got our top 5 pick. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, to me, that's the beauty of this game right now. God, this hair is absurd. That's the beauty of this game right now, is it's highly entertaining. Michael Gallup is balling out. What up, Anthony? Shout out Anthony Gonzalez. Sign Gallup. They might. I mean, look, that's the weird thing about receiver, though, is that you can find him, you know, but he's good. So, yes, if you wanted to sign Michael Gallup, I don't know if you're going to have a first-round pick and 2 paid receivers, but, I mean, if you're going to invest in offense, I don't mind. But maybe later on you would trade Cooper and keep Gallup. Yeah, Michael Gallup's balling faux show. Faux show. Michael, this team is so confusing, man. Yeah, get used to it. They're random. I think the best thing they got going, and we're seeing it right now, is obviously the wide receivers are super good. And I think Kellen Moore's really good as an OC. You get 20 points at halftime with a backup offensive line. That's pretty darn good. The Red Rifle's kind of slanging it. Jeff, we currently have the 10th pick in the draft. How realistic is captain trade down at this point? Probably not. Thinking if you have the 10th pick, at the 10th pick, you'll probably have 2, 3, or 4 quarterbacks gone. You'll have Penei Sewell, the offensive tackle, gone. Maybe a corner or 2. Surtain, Farley, maybe Clemson, Kendrick, whatever order they go in. No, I think at 10 in this draft, you would probably just stick and pick. So I'll have to get the T-shirt made. Captain Stick and Pick. Where is... I like people who give me credit for things. Where's the guy who said that... I'll never forget Jeff pushed for Gallup during the draft process the whole time. Yeah, Ramon. Yeah, buddy. He was my wide receiver 3 in that draft? Something like that? 3 or 4? He's definitely a top 5 receiver for me. He be balling. Josh, who we taking at 19? You might win this division. And you know what? For entertainment value purposes, I'm here for it. I'm here for the 7-9 division champion. Annabelle, I think Jalen is very bad, Jeff. I also believe Zeke is done. Yep, they have not done the best job ever of building a roster because they've made some poor decisions on guys to pay and guys not to pay. I'd love to have Dak back right now. But yeah, Jalen, I don't like getting in a man's pocket, but Jalen should not be on the team next year. He shouldn't be. We'll see if they got the stones. Yes, want 1100. I think Kellen's showing out before he leaves. He is showing out. But that's the thing is, I think Kellen's been really good all year. You got to think about, like, right now the offensive line is backup right tackle, backup left tackle, backup right guard, backup center, and an average left guard. That's the O-line. So you got great receivers, and that's sweet. And you got okay running backs. That's what I'll call Zeke and Pollard. And you got okay tight end Dalton Schultz is turning out to be. But with a bad offensive line, to be one of the 12-ish best offenses the last, 7 or 8 weeks, that's pretty darn good for the OC with a backup quarterback. That's pretty darn good. That is a pretty darn good. Red zone's a problem for Kellen and Andy. Well, the reason the red zone could be a problem for an offensive coordinator and a quarterback is because it's a backup quarterback with a bad offensive line. When you start shrinking the field on me, there's only so much I can do with my backup quarterback who doesn't have protection, who doesn't have time for me to do long developing plays, and I can't rely on my ability to run the ball. So what are you going to do? You can only be so creative, and then people get mad at Kellen when he gets creative and it doesn't work. So what you gonna do? Mick, Tyler Biotish, and Zach Martin could return. I think Martin could return next week in theory, and Biotish is healthy. I think they like not having a rookie at center with a rookie right guard next to him. Which Mike McCarthy, yo. Josh, Kellen's one of the worst red zone and third down OC. I'm not here to argue with people. I'm not here to try to teach people. I'm just telling you that Kellen Moore's a really good offensive coordinator. He's really good at it. That's why he's going to get the Boise job. And he's going to be great there. And then you're going to find out that Mike McCarthy and Tom Pelissero were just doing a bit, and Mike McCarthy hadn't learned a whole lot. And you're going to deserve to find that out because you don't realize that Kellen Moore's good at his job. And that's what you're going to get. How much was your door? Where did you get it? I don't know. The door came with the house, so the door cost a lot because it cost whatever the house cost. What about replacement for DC, defensive coordinator? I'd watch George Edwards, guy that's already on the roster, guy that's run a 4-3 defense. I would watch out for that. They like guys that they are familiar with, so I'd keep an eye on that. I'm not seeing the Zeke burst they were talking about on TV. Am I missing it? No, you're not missing it. I loved Jonathan Vilma as a player. Not a good analyst? They should probably put me on TV. Have me analyze these games. Give me all the money. Assuming Surtain and Farley are going when we pick, should we take J.C. Horn or Parsons? Parsons is a better prospect. Horn plays a more important position. Oh, I hate linebacker in the top 10. You don't even know how much I would hate. What do you keep spitting into the tub? None of your business. Mind your own business. Should we make Moore our head coach next year? Maybe. So we're drafting Kyle Pitts. I'm down for that. 6'6", 240, monster. Don't let McKissick score. I'm in the fantasy finals right now. It's mostly over. I have a 99% chance to win, but that's no reason to have the opponent's guys start scoring a bunch of points. Versus Orr Moyal from the Athletic in the Super Bowl championship of the DFW Media Fantasy Football League. Huge money. And I'm about to get all that money. Zach, is the Anteater King pleased by the play of Sean Lee? That's me, by the way, the Anteater King. Seems serviceable. It's hard in real time to tell how well a linebacker has played, except when Jalen keeps getting exposed in space. I can spot that pretty quick. But for Lee, I'll probably have to tell you tomorrow. Jalen should not get toasted by Hurts. Eric, that's what Jalen does. If you put Jalen in space against anybody who's reasonably athletic, he can't stop and go and he can't change direction. He can't do it. His body won't let him. And he runs the wrong way a lot of times. Oh, thank you, Justin. Says your draft videos with Vach is fire. We'll be doing more. We'll be doing more. What else you guys got going on? It's a fun game. It's entertaining. It's unfortunate that I've gone so hard at trying to get a good pick and be captain trade down, where it diminishes the value and fun of them just playing well. But it is fun. Not yet, Blake. Merry Christmas, Jeff. How you doing this fine evening? I'm doing well. I kind of got to go number 2, so I'm going to have to turn this off pretty quick here. Yes, it's the nerve. Should we consider trading Gallup? Not right this second. Go ahead and let it finish the game. You know what I'm saying? Let Gallup go ahead and score a couple more. I don't want to trade one of the wide receivers. I've been anti that forever unless you were picking a wide receiver with your first pick in this draft and you needed to use one of your wide receivers to then fix something that you weren't able to pick because you wanted to pick the best player available. Then you could flip a receiver. But I think the wide receivers are going to be the biggest reason this team is a contender, if they're a contender. Billy, we trade Gallup. I'm getting my tattoo covered. Jackson kills the Cowboys every damn time, Eric. Sometimes. I think I saw the numbers today. 18 games against the Cowboys, 1,100 yards, but he does make some big old plays. He does. DG, it's that dip that's making you have to go number 2. Yeah, I think that is technically accurate. Jeff, just think about Jets fans. Oh, those poor Jets fans. Those poor Jets fans. Oh, Cowboys fan 91. He said, why trade Gallup? So the only way I would consider it would be if you were in the draft and your first pick, the guys on the board, your clearly best players like, say, Jamar Chase or Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle, one of the wide receivers, right, or Kyle Pitts at Florida, and that's the best player. Well, the draft is about a half-decade pick in the first round, especially in the top 10. You don't want to bust. So instead of reaching for a position of need, you take the best player, and then you have too many of them, so you flip one of them to fix something that you wish there would have been a player you could draft at that position. That's kind of how you do it. If Philly gets a top 5 pick, do they go QB or stick with Hurts? That's a fun decision for them. Because what you should do is just say as an organization, which guy do we think is better? Whichever guy we think is better, that's who our quarterback's going to be. And if it's competition, so be it. Because it's quarterback. It's all that matters. Not all that matters. It matters the most. Quarterback does. So if you think you can get a better one, you get a better one. But, man, the early returns on Hurts are kind of fun. Nobody wants to trade for Zeke. That's accurate. Are there even any good candidates to take over for Kellen if he leaves from Michael? Sure. There's always bright offensive minds laying around that you can scoop up. I don't have a list of them sitting here handy, but, yeah. What do you think of Asante Samuel Jr.? I think he's a good player. Florida State corner. Makes me feel old because I remember his dad playing. But Asante Samuel Jr. is good. That'd be a nice second-round pick. Put him in the slot for the next 5 years, or 4, I guess, and don't worry about it. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. All right, guys, should we go back to watching the game? Is that what we should do? Because I do have to number 2. That is something I got to do. Zeke fullback for Pollard. Wentz is done in Philly. Redo the Zeke deal. Why would he do that? Why would he want to give you money back? What do you think of Cheeto from Brian? I think Cheeto's going to be gone because I think we're going to be surprised when Cheeto gets like $7 or $8 million a year from somebody just because he's been a starting quarterback for years. Who do we want to win, Chargers or Broncos? What's their record? Whoever has the worst record, you want them to win. Well, unless you couldn't catch one of them, then you would want the other team to win to get further behind you. That's what you would want. Well, Dean, Kyle Pitts isn't really a tight end. It's like calling Kelsey and Kittle tight ends. They're not really. Not what Kittle is. All right, well, they're getting ready to start, and I do have to go number 2. So I'm going to handle up on that. Why did we pay Crawford? Because they thought he was going to be a stud 3 technique and that they were paying him early, and then it turned out that that's not what he was, and did they flip defenses on him? Whatever. Yeah, it turned out to be a bad idea. Oh, if they're both 5-9, what you want is you want the team with the better strength of schedule to win. So you want the Broncos to win because the Chargers have a weak strength of schedule, and that's the tiebreaker. You want to have a weak one to pick ahead of people. So there you go. There you go. What can we get for Gallup? Not enough. Not enough for how good a player he is. I bet Michael Gallup is worth a 3rd or 4th round pick, only because he has 1 year left on his deal, and whoever trades for him would either be trading for 1 year of him or would be trading for the right to give him a bunch of money. So, is Pitts as good as Kelsey? Well, that's a dangerous thing to say about a prospect. So I'll say no, and we'll just see what his career turns into. But he's a really good prospect. All right, game's back. I'm going number 2. And maybe I'll see you guys after the game or something. What do you think? Maybe? All right, I love you guys. Have a great day. Be blessed. Be cool to people, all right? You don't know what other people are going through. Be nice to everybody.